Hey guys, Sean here with Vocal Performance. Today we're going to talk about active insufficiency. We touched on this when we talked about cramping a couple posts ago, and you can check that video out if you need to. Active insufficiency, what is it? How does it affect us? So just to describe it a little bit, you have a passive range of motion. So right here we're going to look at the length of our posterior chain, length of our hamstring, typically at this regard. So right here, passively, I can get here. I'm not sacrificing my back. Passively, I can get here. Show it on the other way. Passively, if I take this band and put it around my foot, I can lift my leg up to here passively. This is full passive range of motion right here. This is my sufficient passive range, okay? Actively though, point at toe, I can only lift up, it's about right here. So I'm missing literally about 20 to 30, even 40 degrees of range of motion. And what's happening there? I obviously have the ability to lift my leg up passively, way past parallel for me. But actively, I can barely touch parallel. I'm probably below parallel, and I'm starting to cramp right here. And you can see the other video if you want to check it out. But what's the reason for that? That's the idea behind active insufficiency. Active insufficiency is when you have the capability of entering a range of motion, but you don't have the muscle capability of actually contracting through that range of motion. So that's when you do start to cramp. You place your body in a position to where it hasn't been before, so it cramps because it freaks out over it. But with active insufficiency, that's why I use techniques like active mobility, to where I take a client or take someone on the table manually into a full range of motion, an end range of motion, spinal, whatever joint we're working on, and then I have them contract all the way through it, pauses, isometrics, eccentrics, through that range to give a little more activity in that range. And there are some cramping that occurs. There's some guys out there who do a lot of techniques for this range of motion. They don't call it active insufficiency, but if you've ever heard of functional range conditioning, that is a technique used to address on your own to address the insufficiency between your passive and active ranges. Active insufficiency could be the thing limiting your pistols, could be the thing limiting your squat, any kind of mobility restriction that you have. It could be because you are insufficient in the ranges required to hit that position. So to work through that, a great way would be to put yourself in those positions. So if I'm going to work on my hamstring, I'm going to work on the length, my ability to lift up, my ability to contract my quad throughout its full range of motion. One way that I can do that is to simply, so I'm firing the quad and I'm lifting at the same time, an active assisted range of motion. So also I'm doing an isometric hold right here. I got about 30 to 40% through the band, and it's helping me work through that range. So think about that when you're trying to work on these things. Place yourself in the position. If you need assistance, you can. Make sure you contract through that full range of motion, or else you're just passively getting there. You're not going to see any change. You always have to contract to see change. Give this stuff a try, guys. Active insufficiency is a big deal, and we need to address it. See y'all later.